everybody. We are back. It's another episode of the Sports Clash. Rich Arleo here with Chris Carey. Chris, how's it going, bud?
It's going well, man. How are you?
Doing well. Had a nice weekend. Yankees had a nice win on Saturday, and now they are on Sunday Night Baseball, which is very annoying, but we're here
Incredible.
watching it, and it's happening. So,
Yeah, we love it. It's the best.
yeah. No,
That's
I
good.
mean, I know you love it. Sunday Night Baseball is the best form of
Tremendous
entertainment.
fan. Tremendous fan.
Yeah, I love listening to players who I don't care about get asked random questions during the
Romy
game.
Gonzalez? That's the dude right there.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's
I've
so
never heard his
cool.
name before this year.
Me neither. One day he was just hitting like doubles off of us every at bat, and I'm like, who is this guy and why is this happening?
It's Romy Gonzalez. What's up?
Romy Gonzalez. But hey, I mean, we had some news. We had some trades. Trade deadline is a couple days away, and there's already been some big trades. Uh,
Huge.
My favorite trade thus far, I don't know if it's your favorite, but Jazz Chisholm is a New York Yankee. He's starting in center field in Fenway tonight for the New York Yankees. We gave up not
Oh,
much for him. The 19th and 20th ranked prospects in the system. Who knows, might be good, but Jazz is young. He's got power, speed, and he's under team control for like 3 more years. So I mean, I think it was a no-brainer. There's been some negative things said about Jazz from former teammates. Uh, he's flashy, he's fun, and he's incredibly talented. Look, if he's not an asshole of a teammate, um, that's fine.
you know,
I think Judge, our
for
captain, will
Yankees.
keep him in check. Uh, just produce. I'm more worried about his health. He hasn't been able to stay healthy on the field for the last couple of years. That's my main concern. But
Do you think they targeted him because he's like best friends with Derek Jeter?
I don't know if that was a big part of it, but I mean I don't think it hurt. But I mean he fit the bill. I mean you needed a infield outfield dynamic guy with power, speed. He does a little bit of everything. He's flashy. I mean they already got Verdugo. They got Stroman. They got Rodon's a nut job. Like they got guys who are. It's not the typical Yankee team this year, and I don't know. I still don't really believe in Aaron Boone as a manager, but I like the trade. I loved the Saturday night win, and now we'll see. My opinion on the Yankees is a wavering, psychotic, just changing of emotions every day. So yeah, that's how I feel.
Aw. Aw.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
yeah.
No, but like you hit the nail on the head with Boone. He's going to be the linchpin for all this. Big personalities. They need management. That's something that Joe Torre was always good at back in the '90s, and of course Derek Jeter. So you hope that Boone and Judge can recreate that type of, I guess, hierarchy in the locker room. That type of, check your attitude at the door mentality. We'll see.
Is that
We'll
a
see.
dare? Is that a dare reference? Remember
Check your attitude at the door. No,
that?
not intentional. But yeah, don't do
Wow.
drugs, kids,
Wow.
for sure.
I remember that fourth grade we were supposed to sing this song and the music teacher was like, you gotta say check your attitude at the door. That's how you emphasize it. That's what I
That's
remember.
so that all the terrible singers in the back can be drowned out
Yeah,
that
yeah,
weren't harmonizing correctly in
yeah.
fourth grade.
Well, we were in fourth grade. There was maybe two good singers. So.
Right, right.
But
Well,
good
my favorite
times.
trade there, sir, and to segue right into it, by giving myself some serious credit, because I did say previously on this podcast, this would be a very active trade deadline, and it has been. It's been pretty exciting recently. There's been a lot of trades, a lot of relievers on the move. But one of the best deals that's been pulled has been the Zach Eflin deal. I mean, I don't know about you, but it's just absolutely incredible to see a guy who could spin the ball like Corbin Burns in the same rotation as a guy who could spin the ball like Zach Eflin. And the Orioles get 2 years of team control under him to be at number two, maybe number three, maybe number four starter when everybody's healthy. So super pumped about it. We gave up Baumeister and Horvath, two guys that were at like double A or single A, along with some other dude. I don't know who the hell it was, but The fact that Eflin signed a $40 million deal, I think it was, with the Rays, and we're going to get basically a year and a half of that. It's pretty team friendly. There's been rumors that Burns isn't going to re-sign, so we got to figure out some things in the rotation. Um, I don't know if that Burns doesn't want to re-sign. I just don't think we can afford him. So we'll see how it ends up going. But I really love that deal. I hated seeing Austin Hayes go in the other deal. Big fan of getting relievers and shoring up the bullpen, especially for late season push. But man, Austin Hayes, he just wasn't part of this regime's I guess draft capital. But dude could hit lefties like no other, and no batting gloves type of guy. So gonna miss him. Fans definitely love him. But he's going right up the road to Philadelphia. I love it.
Yeah, it was so weird. It was a weird move. I mean, both teams obviously have aspirations to be in the World Series this year, and they both traded major league talent. Um, the Phillies, I mean, it seems like the Orioles think that was Dominguez, right? That was the Dominguez deal.
Yeah, Sir Anthony Dominguez and Pache,
I mean,
which I
Pache
could
is
see
terrible.
Pache not lasting too long.
Yeah, he'll be
Um,
DFA'd pretty soon.
yeah, we just had a crowded outfield and we needed a reliever. And dude, the price to pay for relievers right now is pretty substantial. And I think it has to do with a lot of teams in the hunt and very few teams as sellers. It's literally supply and demand right now. So you got to give up Austin Hayes, who is a major league talent and is going to contribute to the Phillies right now. But what you hope is you pair Yenier Cano with somebody who can set up Craig Kimbrell when Craig Kimbrell decides to get an actual save. Um, but yeah, you need somebody from the other side. So the numbers behind it look good because the splits, I guess, for Dominguez compared to Cano are opposite. So he fits in right away. But I don't know what the contracts are or anything. And Bautista comes back soon. Danny Coulombe's coming back soon. So we'll have a decent. I mean, Bautista's not coming back soon. Sorry, not till next year. But Danny Coulombe's coming back soon. So we'll have a decent bullpen. I just worry about our starters. That's it. Like I'm tired of
World,
seeing Albert Suarez go out
yeah,
there.
yeah. The world is waiting with bated breath for Danny Colum to come back. I mean, it's the talk of the town.
I wouldn't say the world is the Mid Atlantic would be, but I don't know
No,
where the
he's
fuck that guy came from. I think he was a Seattle guy, like a fourth or fifth best guy in Seattle, and became our like second best dude. I'm not even sure. So,
that's what happens with bullpen and relievers. I mean, you can kind of just grab a guy, and if you like his stuff, see what the coaches can do with him. Um,
right.
I mean, the Albert Suarez thing, you mentioned him. I mean, the guy hadn't pitched in major leagues in not like 5 years. The
Yeah. Did
guy,
you know that his brother is Robert Suarez on San Diego? They like faced
no,
off.
no, I didn't.
They didn't face off, but they both pitched in this recent series, and
Yes,
it was
yes,
interesting.
yeah, yeah. I did not know that. That's pretty cool. I didn't realize Albert Suarez was 34 and last pitch in the
Yeah, he's an old
majors
guy.
in 2017.
Yeah, this is a swan song type of thing. So we definitely need somebody. And happy that Eflin will be around for another year. And I always push Eflin strikeout props on so bad. So you know how pumped I am. I was so excited.
Big Eflin guy. Big Eflin guy.
Who else did you enjoy being dealt? Or what other trades did you catch your fancy or tickle your eye?
Well, there's a couple I
Catch
do
your eye
want
or tickle your
to
fancy.
whatever. Yeah. There's a couple
Whatever.
I do want to talk about separately. But real quick, you mentioned relievers. Um, Padres acquired Jason Adam from the Rays. The Rays are just completely changing their entire
Fire
roster
sale.
now.
This is what they do.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, it's they do a good job of staying relevant by not spending any money. It's good. Um,
They're like the Dollar General shopper.
yeah, yeah. They still haven't won anything yet, but yeah, I mean, great. So Dylan Lesko, who is I think the Padres' number three prospect, and Homer
Dylan
Bush.
Lesko was, yeah, number one overall pick.
Yeah, yeah. Homer Bush Jr. Believe that's son of Homer Bush from the Yankees and a couple other teams in the late '90s. Um, he's their number
Did
10
Dylan
prospect.
Lesko get traded? I'm sorry.
Dylan
Was
Lesko was traded by the Padres as part of a package for Jason Adam.
Wow.
So it was kind of surprising. I mean, a lot of the jokes were that AJ Preller just doesn't like prospects. He wants to get rid of them as fast as he can.
Yeah,
Um,
that's really surprising to me. Dylan Lesko, I remember watching the MLB draft several years ago. I believe he was a guy whose senior year was either cut short or he didn't play his senior year because he had Tommy John surgery, and then was one of the kids that everybody in the studio reacted to. Like that's going to be the steal of the draft, and the fact that there's probably no stats or things behind, like maybe devalued him to keeping him by the Padres, but like kudos to the Rays staff for identifying that if that's the case. But he
yeah,
was a highly talked about prospect. He's been somebody that I've been keeping my eye on in Dynasty.
yeah.
But you know,
15th overall in 2022. So just a couple of years ago.
yeah.
He's
And I'm
20,
pretty sure
he's
he didn't
20
play
years
his senior
old.
year. So for him to be a first round pick, the guy's fucking talent. Sorry. The guy's really talented.
Yes, he is. He is. So it was it was
Gotta
it
keep
was
it PG.
viewed and whatever. We don't have to. We do what we want. But yeah, I mean, it seemed like an overpay for Jason Adam,
Yeah.
who's a great reliever.
I
Don't
love
get me
Jason
wrong,
Adam.
but the Rays
Yeah.
just this is what the Rays do. They kind of purge farm systems
So
and
when I said like I saw the notification come through today that Jason Adams was traded, and he's on at least one of my fantasy teams, and I was like, oh man, if he was available, should have went after him or whatever. But golly, not at that price point.
no, yeah, it's a lot. That's a lot. And the other big reliever trade was the Phillies again. So they traded away Dominguez, who
Phil Dogs.
was a high kind of in a high leverage spot. So it was kind of surprising. But Carlos Estevez, the closer from the Angels, is going to the
Yeah.
Phillies for a couple of prospects. Seems like less of a haul than the Rays got for Adam, which is kind of crazy because Estevez is having a really nice season and is a proven closer. Um,
Well,
so
I think we can both
Phillies just got
agree
good there. Yeah.
the Angels have no idea what they're doing.
No, they haven't really looked like an organization for
Yeah.
some. They just not sense.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like they're like the Arizona Coyotes to me. They're like the Oakland Athletics, basically. Like they're just shit. They're
Yeah.
just terrible. Like, I mean, you got lucky with Trout. You spent an assload of money with Otani. You did absolutely nothing around them. You
Yeah.
took an L on the Rendon trade, and it feels like you just gave up after that. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
or not the trade, but the signing. And like
The
after
Rendon
that, like
stuff.
it's just like they're like shook as an organization. So
No, they try to make these big splashes. I mean, they did it with Pujols and they did it with
yeah,
Rendon, Otani, and it's just you need to
and the
build.
rally monkey,
Yeah, like yeah, yeah. They used to have a team. I used to hate them.
Remember Garrett
2002.
Anderson?
Of course.
Of
I mean,
course.
yeah,
Remember Tim Salmon?
I remember all of them. I mean,
David Eckstein?
we could sit around here all day doing immaculate grid and name old angels, but
Bros being bros.
I don't know if our viewers want to hear that one. But so let's just a couple trades that we talked about.
Steve Finley.
I want to dive into a couple more with little guy or dude. So
Okay.
I'm just a regular, everyday, normal guy. Nothing special about me. How do you do, dude?
He's a dude.
To move like that.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
three guys who were traded that I want to know, are they just a guy or are they a dude?
Okay.
Now, I will start with Randy Arozarena. Now, the Mariners acquired outfielder Randy Arozarena from the Rays for a couple prospects and a player to be named later. Wasn't it much of a haul? Arozarena is not having his best season, but he's kind of turning on of late. He's 29 years old. He's a very good outfielder with he's got pop, he's got speed. He kind of he won the rookie of the year 2021. Came out in I think it was the 2020 playoffs. Came out of kind of out of nowhere for coming from St. Louis to Tampa Bay. Like we said, I mean, Tampa Bay
Liberatore
just
trade.
Yeah, yeah, that one did
Mhm.
not work out for St. Louis.
Nope.
But hey, now Randy is no longer in Tampa. He's a Seattle Mariner. He's only played a game so far, I think, maybe two. But he's got the potential to be a great player. He's a former rookie of the year. He was a playoff star for the Rays a couple times, but the Rays just could never get over the hump with him. He was never that kind of A1 superstar guy. I think he's a good candidate to talk about it. What do you think? Is Randy Arozarena a guy or a dude?
That's a dude. That's a total dude. 100%. I could sit here and do this and you know who I'm talking about. That's a dude. I mean, especially the playoff numbers that you talked about. I mean, when it matters, the guy comes through with hits. Um, Mariners haven't had that guy since maybe a Griffey Jr. So, it depends on how well he plays and pairs with Julio Rodriguez. We'll leave it up to the Mariners to assess whether or not that's going to work or not. But if that works, I mean, you got a stud. You got an absolute stud. Now, he may get hurt with the type of baseball that he plays. Will he be, the best long-term investment? Don't know, but at least for the next 3 years, I think you have an absolute stud in your lineup. Maybe even beyond that. I don't know how old he is, but at the same time, his brand of baseball
He's
is fun. And
he's 29. I've said it before if you're paying attention. Go ahead.
oh well, you know what? Were you talking? All I hear is Charlie Brown's teacher going wah wah wah. But yeah, no, I mean he's an absolute beast, and I think this was a great move. Um, the Mariners, I just don't ever feel like need another outfielder. Like get a
It-
first baseman or a second baseman that's not Ty France. Like get somebody who can play behind I mean, get somebody who can play third base. Like I just don't know. Like I feel like you don't need another outfielder ever if you're the Mariners. But a million outfielders. You got to had to get rid of Kelnick just to get a Arozarena back eventually. So we'll see.
yeah.
But I think a Arozarena is a stud.
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting trade. I mean, they just lost JP Crawford and Julio Rodriguez.
I hate
Rodriguez
to
has a high ankle sprain.
frustrate
I know you do. Rodriguez has a high ankle sprain, could be out for a bit. Um, some people thought the Mariners would maybe kind of sell or do a little bit of an overhaul, but they went and they got Rosarena, and they've been winning games since that trade. I think they're 3-0 since the trade. Those trades invigorate a team because it kind of tells the team, okay, we believe in you. It's time to go. So
What's happening with the Yankees right now?
he's a good, yeah, exactly. I think he's a good candidate for this. He's very close for me. I've changed my mind a couple times just thinking about it while you were mumbling on. But for me, uh for me, I'll go dude. I'll go dude. He's a guy that can be.
Unnecessary shot then.
Yeah, I know. It's a sports clash. It's not the sports best friends who are nice to each other all day.
Yeah, whatever.
Nobody wants to
Yeah,
hear
you're a
that.
dick.
But
I gotcha.
I know. So Randy is a consistent. He was or has been consistent 250, 260, OBP up around 340, 20, 80, 30, 20 to 30 steals. I mean,
Now
he
you just
puts
naming
up
numbers.
he puts up he puts up consistent numbers. That's good enough for me to be a dude. Now he's having a terrible year. He's in 211. He's having a guy season, but he does have 15 homers. He's actually outpacing his typical home run pace. And he has 16 steals. So he's getting it done when he's on, but he's been having some strikeout issues. And I think a change of scenery was necessary. I think he'll figure it out. And I think he will have some more dude moments. Now, is he, the top of the dude chain? No, not at all. But he's good enough to where I say he is not just a guy, he's a dude. So we'll agree on that. Now,
You done?
yeah,
You done agreeing with me?
hey, we got a team up in FIFA later, so let's get the team
Sorry, we'll be
back on
nice.
track here.
Be nice.
Now let's talk about a Yankee, Jazz Chisholm.
Oh,
Jazz
Swill.
Chisholm, as I mentioned, acquired by the Yankees from the Marlins for I think the Yankees 19th and 20th prospects. Um, I'll go right ahead. I mean, Jazz is a dude. That's
You are the most homer ever. You really are, dude.
me.
It's
Me?
painful.
No. Me? No. Jazz is a dude. He's got to stay healthy. His biggest issue has been health, but he has the potential and ceiling of a 30-30 guy. Now that's a dude right there. That's a higher dude level than Randy.
Is 30-30 a dude anymore?
How
With
many
the way
guys are how
steals
many
go
guys are
now?
how many guys are 30-30?
I'm asking you. You're not asking me. I asked you first.
There's yes, absolutely 30-30.
30-30
A
is a
guy a
dude.
guy who steals 30 bases and does nothing else is not a
What did
dude.
Acuna do? 30-70 the other
Yeah.
year? What's Ellie on pace for? 30-100? Like,
I mean,
is 30-30 really
well,
a
those are
dude?
yeah, you're naming dudes. Name a 30-30 guy who
No.
isn't a dude.
30-30 is not good. I'm saying 30-70
Give
is
me
good.
give me a 30
30-100 is good.
give me a
Give me
30-30
a full
guy
season
who's
and then tell me
not.
Jazz Chisholm's a dude.
I'm
This is
just
completely a homer pick. This is a guy wrapped in dude clothes, dripping with Derek Jeter's dude juice on him. Like, that's it, dude. This guy is terrible. This guy is garbage. He's a second baseman playing outfield. It's a power position, and he sucks. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe he'll be good, but right now, this is a complete guy, and you are just completely pumping up the potential of who he could be, just like every other Yankee fan is going to do about this deal. It's just, dude, he's a guy right now. What has Jazz Chisholm done? What has he done, and what is he doing right
same
now?
thing.
He's missed playing balls in center field already for you. What is
That's
he doing?
Fenway Park. That's it.
Playing outfield. This is a guy right now, dude. You brought the dude level, the dude line down to like me. Like, I'm a dude. If you put this level, like,
No,
Jazz Chisholm is not a dude. I'm sorry.
you're wrong. I mean, I'm sorry you're wrong, but I mean that's what it comes down to. I mean, Jazz. If Randy's a dude, Jazz is absolutely a dude. I mean, it's
When does
not
Jazz
they're
Chisholm get to the fucking playoffs, man?
that's not his fault that he's a Miami Marlin. He'll be in the playoffs this year. And he'll probably shine. He's phenomenal.
Oh, he'll probably get hurt. That's what he'll do. He'll get hurt. That's what Jazz Chisholm does. Dude, don't try to do, you can't. No, this is a guy. I'm sorry. Agree to disagree. This is a guy.
I disagree to disagree. It's
That's like me
dude.
saying Zach Eflin is a dude. We
Yeah.
all know Zach Eflin is a third starter on any good team, right? I'm not bringing my guy into here and trying to fake it with this guy like he's a dude.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you agree that Eflin's just a guy because I was worried. Like I was thinking about nominating him just to see how stupid you would sound. But that I mean, that thing I saved you from that. But
Next one, he was totally your next one.
yeah.
Totally
Listen. Randy's had a better career than Jazz has had thus far. That's fair. Jazz is younger. There's the potential.
That doesn't make him a dude.
He is a dude, and he will be a dude. And
he
that's
will
all
be
I
a
got to
dude.
say
You
about
finally said it. Okay. All
it.
right.
Yeah, he will
He's
be
not
a dude,
right
but
now.
he's a dude.
Not a current dude.
Currently a dude among dudes on the Yankees. I love him. One of my favorite players. All right. Moving on. I got one more. We won't be talking about Zach Eflin. We both know he's a guy. We will be talking about another Tampa Bay Ray, though. A guy who had a lot of kind of hype around him this trade deadline and was moved surprisingly to the Cubs. Isaac Paredes. He is going to the Cubs in exchange for Christopher Morel, who has had some moments with the Cubs, power hitter, streaky, and then two prospects. So Isaac Paredes, based off of when the Rays got him, obviously he was a guy. But what he did with the Rays the past 2.5 seasons, you can argue, especially last season, he got MVP votes. And this year he was an all-star. So Isaac Paredes, Chris, guy or dude?
I think they just sold high, but I also won't pretend to know that or say that I know much about Isaac Paredes, his profile, where he comes from, how he hits the ball. He's nothing to me. Isaac Paredes means nothing to me. No offense to Isaac Paredes, but I don't even like saying his name. Like it's Isaac Paredes. I don't know. I mean, it seems like a wash of a trade. I don't like Christopher Morel either. But Morel's had like decent moments, I guess, with the Cubs over the past 2 years. And Isaac Paredes, like, yeah, he's had great years, but since it's Isaac Paredes, like, I don't know. I feel like this was a great sell high. I mean, what would you say to this one? I'd say he's a guy.
It's a tough one. I think he's a guy as well. He is 25, so he's young. And
So
like
is
I said,
Morel,
well,
right?
yeah. But I mean, Morel hasn't gotten MVP votes yet and hasn't been an all-star.
Good point.
Paredes the last
Gotcha.
2 years has done some things that are very impressive. Now
Isaac.
he's if go on Baseball Reference, look at the pronunciation. Isaac Paredes.
Oh, I know. I can't unhear Greg Emsinger saying it. So
I know, yeah, I know. I'm not a fan of it either, but it's his name. Blame his mama. So he's a guy. Uh, he
yeah,
can be a dude, but I don't think he's there yet. And I don't know if he will get there. I like you said, I think it was a great trade high from the Rays. They do this all the time, and then the guy who they trade away just fades into oblivion
yeah.
again. So, I mean, Paredes did not do well for the Tigers in his short stint there. He was a 220, 208 guy, didn't really do anything.
How did he make his way to, if you haven't pulled up, to the Rays? Was it via trade or was it I feel like this is a Rule 5 guy all the way.
Yeah, I mean,
Like just good enough to be on a roster, goes to the Rays, breaks out, trade him away.
yeah, I
Don't
don't
know.
know. I think it was a trade with the Tigers, but I'm pretty sure it was pretty small deal. I don't know. Everything that oh, it was the Meadows deal.
Oh,
Um
no way.
yeah. So it was the Austin Meadows deal. I was shocked when this happened. I was like, Paredes, he's terrible. And then a competitive balance round B draft pick, which who knows, that's probably one of their
Love
top
those.
prospects now.
I always collect competitive B balance
Yeah. Yeah.
draft round picks in MLB The Show.
Yeah.
They're the best.
Yeah. Now that's how you do it. um, yeah, he's a guy. I'm not. I would have been pumped if he went to the Yankees because I think we need a third baseman. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
maybe,
That, I mean, dude, yeah, fit for him could make him a dude.
yeah. If he
I
came to the
mean,
Yankees, he would have been a dude, but he's not there yet, and he's
you
going to the
could have got
Cubs.
Christian Pache and he would have been a freaking dude.
No, absolutely not. But yeah, he's going to the Cubs, which it's weird because they're not really in contention right
Well, I
now.
mean, Bellinger's coming back right now. I mean, he'll be back within a week or so. Um, they've got Imanaga who's pitching well. They've been able to like lose guys in the bullpen and like still be okay. I mean,
They're 5 out of the wild card, so they're alive.
yeah. I mean, the Cubs are a team that every year, with how rabid that fan base is, you should be going for it. You should be doing what the Cardinals do, what the Yankees do, I have no idea what the Red Sox are doing. But you should be doing that if you're the Cubs. Like, honestly, like you've got Jed Hoyer, like you've got like, you know, you should be in contention.
All right, so it's Tuesday night, the 30th, 6 p.m. Eastern. All right.
Morning to USA today.
Oh, nice. All right. All right.
Citing
So
my source.
yeah.
In case I'm wrong.
Oh well, great. Um, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 7 names that I want to throw out there. And I want to hear, are they going to be traded? Yes or no? And if so, predict the team. And if not, give me a quick reason why they're not going anywhere. All
Oh,
right.
Jesus Christ.
All right. You got this, Chris? You got it all?
No, I have no idea what I'm doing.
I know.
Let's go.
We've made how many episodes with you having no idea what's going on? We'll be fine.
I show up. I am Marshawn Lynch.
He's here. All right.
It,
We mentioned this guy earlier. We'll start with the first one. So this is trade deadline predictions. White Sox pitcher, budding ace, Garrett Crochet. Will he be traded? And if so, where will he go?
He will not be traded.
Not be traded.
Not be traded. I think what him and his camp have done have sent a shockwave through baseball, and saying that you won't pitch in the playoffs while being traded or being a guy who's supposed to be traded at the deadline. It's not something that I remember happening. And I don't think anybody's super happy about it, especially the White Sox. I think they found out about it when it went public, when his agent said so or whatever. And I think that that really devalued the shit out of him because everybody's looking for people they won't have to pay. They want to increase their margins, make a playoff run, make more money, and pay people less. So him saying that there's, an extension that's needed or whatever, I don't think you can negotiate with a guy before a trade's made in baseball. I don't really know. But at the same time, this is something that I don't really know has happened, and it's kind of annoying. I don't like it. The players have too much control in baseball anyway. Um, it's not the NBA, but still, I don't love what he
Of
did there,
course.
and I think he stays put. What do you think?
Kind of unprecedented. I mean, so he has 2 more years of team control. He's arbitration eligible 2025, 2026, and then he's a UFA at 2027. So you don't like teams trading for him want him because he's got 2 more years of team control. So if you're coming out and saying I'm not going to pitch for you in the playoffs if we can't get a long-term extension going,
Right.
he's not going
That's some
anywhere.
BS.
I don't think he's
How
going to go
bad do you
anywhere.
look if you make the playoffs and then this jerk off doesn't trot out there in the
Yeah.
wild card?
No,
You
it's
know?
all it's awful. I wanted to say yes because I think he's an intriguing, exciting piece. I'd like to see him in
Yeah.
a contender, but I'm gonna go no, just for what you said. I mean, what he said and just coming out and saying that definitely rubbed teams and front offices the wrong way. Probably pissed off the White Sox, and I don't think he's
Yeah, you
moved
don't want
any.
to negotiate with that guy anyway.
No, no.
Like at
So
the end of the season, that guy thinks he can do that. Like, doesn't happen.
no. So all right, so we're both no on Garrett Crochet because him and his agent are silly. All right. I got another pitcher, one who was traded at the deadline last year to your team, and that is Jack Flaherty, former Cardinals ace who kind of fell off the face of the earth, went to the O's last year, was terrible in the second once he was traded, signs with the Tigers.
He's the
Nobody
worst.
wanted him.
So mad at him.
And all of a sudden just found everything again and looks like the ace that he was like 3 4 years ago. He's having a great season. I think he's ran into a couple struggles here and there lately, but still it's one of those things where you're kind of just waiting for the other shoe to drop with Flaherty, just because he has been so bad for so long. He hasn't struggled lately. He's been great. Um, he's having an unbelievable first half, and his last start with Detroit was against the Guardians, who are have had one of the best offenses in the league. 6 innings, no earned runs, 3 hits. I haven't dug into the numbers like I would like to. Like I would have to do a little bit of a dive on Fangraphs and Flyer to see like the velocity is, what stuff he's kind of relying on. But I'm gonna go ahead and say yes, Jack Flaherty will be traded because why wouldn't the Tigers trade him? And I think he
To
goes.
whom?
I think he goes to the Cleveland Guardians.
Wow.
They are dying for a pitcher. They are right there in that division. They had a great first half. They've, I think they've struggled a little bit of late, as of a lot of good teams. Um, they need a pitcher. They lost Bieber. Tanner Bybee actually just left his start. He's been their best pitcher. They
Yeah.
they desperately need pitching. I think they get Jack Flaherty. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm sure you could get him for a top five, maybe top 10, a couple top tens. Um, I think he's going to the Guardians. What do you think?
I think that's a good call. I mean, I don't know any other teams other than the teams that might be looking at Skubal and then not getting Skubal being the ones that end up with Jack Flaherty, but one of those teams is the O's and the other team is the Dodgers. And, those teams would not probably be too happy getting a Jack Flaherty back, but the Guardians would be a team that would be like, hell yeah, let's get Jack Flaherty in here, right? They'd be like, them or like say the Twins or a team like that that's like kind of in contention but not there, willing to take a chance, not give up too much, and the Tigers are going to go ahead and end up net positive on Jack Flaherty, having paid him very little and got a decent return for him. I think he gets traded. I think he's one of those cheap relievers for one of the teams that's like almost there.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know where he goes from there though. I feel like Jack Flaherty's having a little bit of a resurgence that I don't think teams are going to want to pay for in the offseason.
Yeah, agreed. So where do you have him going? You know?
I'm just going to agree with you.
All right. Yes, Guardians. Let's do it.
Yeah, why the hell not?
Can't go wrong.
Cubs,
Great.
maybe.
Green
Cubs,
Leaf,
I
man.
don't know.
Who knows what the Cubs
Cubs
are
are
doing?
like the most mid shit ever. Like,
yeah. I was
could
also
end up with
thinking
the Mets. Who knows?
Yeah. There's a couple other teams I was thinking about, but I like him going to Cleveland. All right. I got another one.
Like that. He just destroyed them too.
Yeah, he did. That's why I'd like, wow, this guy's good. They were scouting him. So
Hey, let's go. We got to get that guy.
All right. My next candidate is Tanner Scott, reliever, high leverage reliever. I think closing for the Marlins.
Yeah.
He's 30 years old now. But I mean, as a reliever, he's a lefty. He's having a nice season. He had a great season last year. Actually, he's having an incredible season again this year. He's got
really good. He's really good.
I didn't realize he's got 18.
I don't know why we lost him in the past.
But... Yeah, 4 in a row. They had him for 5 years. Wow, crazy.
Can I just jump in and say that I think we get him back?
Yeah,
we need a lefty. I mean, we got Dominguez. He knows Baltimore. It's a different regime than the ones that got rid of him. I think it could come down to the Orioles and Yankees.
I think it's gonna be very close between them. I'm gonna throw
a Phillies guy. But
he's
I think
definitely
the top teams are gonna go for him. Sorry.
Yeah. No. I think the Phillies getting Estevez, I feel like kind of settles them with the bullpen. You never know. I mean, you never know. You can never have more relievers. You can never have too many good relievers. But I'm going to go ahead and say that the Mariners solidify their bullpen. They just traded Ryan Stanek to the Mets. He was basically their setup man. And I think he gave up 2 runs for the Mets in his first time out. I think the Mariners are clearly going for it. They got Randy. They're trying to make a push. They need some bullpen help behind Munoz.
They brought in Yimi Garcia, though.
Oh, they did? Yeah, but I mean...
He's a righty, though, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they could use a lefty.
For sure.
I mean, who couldn't? Munoz is a great closer. I'm a big fan of his. I have him on a couple fantasy teams. But you need to solidify in front of him, and he had some injury issues earlier this year too. So, hey, why not? I mean, Yimi Garcia is good, but he was also hurt recently too. So, bring in another guy. I mean, if you're going for it and you're willing to give up prospects, which the Mariners have shown they're willing to do, I mean, they put it in with the Luis Castillo trade. They're going for it, and they're in this window right now. And yeah, Julio Rodriguez is young, but hey, why not? Go get Scott.
So all the teams that were rumored, or I'm seeing were rumored on Scott, have already brought in relievers aside from the Yankees and the Dodgers, right? Orioles bring in a reliever, D-backs bring in Puck, Phillies bring in Estevez, and the Mariners bring in Garcia.
Yeah.
So Dodgers and Yankees could be the ones left to do it, but we'll see. I mean, it's a lefty reliever, like you said. You can never have too many. Honestly, Dodgers have Graterol coming back at some point in their bullpen. They have a pretty deep bullpen. The Yankees could use a lefty, so I could see him ending up there. I thought they just traded for Jazz. They might have thrown him in the deal or whatever if that was going to happen, but we'll see. You want Tanner Scott on your team?
I 100% want him. The reason I don't know if it's going to the Yankees is because I feel like they would have figured out a way to lump him in with the Jazz trade.
I agree.
So I feel like it was brought up and Cashman didn't like the price or whatever it was. I don't think he's going to the Yankees. So you said O's, I said Mariners. Could
I
be
think the
Yankees,
O's.
but yeah. All right. I got another reliever, another closer in the
Uh-oh.
news. Pete Fairbanks of the Rays.
Oh,
So the Rays are trading. We know they're trading. Fairbanks has been around. He's 30. I don't know what his contract is, but he's having another great year. Not as impressive as Tarik Scott, but 3.1 ERA. He's got 20 saves and 22 opportunities. He is a very good closer, and I believe he will be traded, and he will be traded to the Yankees. And I think the Yankees will give up a decent amount, but Fairbanks is the guy that I think comes to the Yankees and becomes their closer, and they bump Clay to set up man, along with Luke Weaver, who's had an unbelievable, surprising season. But the Yankees,
Luke Weaver.
the Yankees need to get a reliever. They need to get at least one, and I don't like I said I don't think Scott is going on. A couple other guys have already moved. I think Fairbanks is the guy, and the Rays will probably get more than they should from him, but I think he's coming to
Yeah.
the Yankees. What do you think?
No, I can see that happening too. I mean, I can see that happening. It's tough to pump Clay Holmes down after he has an incredible Yellowstone introduction to him in, Yankee Stadium, walking into like some incredible
Chris
lights out,
Stapleton, yeah.
great. Yeah, oh my God. He was your guy until he wasn't your guy, which is just what the Yankees do. What's Pete Fairbanks' health issue? What Pete Fairbanks' health issue? What's he got? He's always tired or something. He's got like some sort of like sickle cell something.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good.
Um,
I don't know. Maybe he's just a tired guy.
he's a tired guy. Yeah, no, but I mean, I could see him in New York and frustrating the hell out of me. It'd be a great addition to that bullpen. Guy throws 100 and
Yeah.
uh can be good. Definitely needed in the back end. I
Eh,
could see him ending up with a team like Texas.
the defending champs.
Yeah.
I like that. They're making a little bit of a push. I don't know how their bullpen is, but I don't think it's good.
Tap.
No, they could definitely use him. I think Kirby Yates is has been
He's an all-star.
closing there. Yeah, pretty wild. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know that Fairbanks walks into a closer role wherever he goes because I think he goes to a contender. I mean, I could also see him going to a team like San Francisco, who can give up some pieces for him, but
yeah,
probably won't.
yeah. Either way,
We'll
I
see.
think he's on the move. He's definitely on the move to a contender.
What was his tired condition? Pete
I'm s-
Fairbanks tired.
the
Gotta
only
Google it.
the only thing I can find is some unnamed nerve issue he had.
Yes, that's what it is.
So something with the nerves.
Yeah, he gets like these like pains or something every like 10 starts or something. Anywho,
Who doesn't?
moving on.
All right. A couple more. Got two big names mixed in here. So we'll see. First one, outfielder for the White Sox, Luis Robert. Yes or no? Is he going to be on the move away from a White Sox team that needs to move talent that they have and try to rebuild? What say you?
If I was the White Sox, I would never trade this man. I would try to keep him as healthy as possible and keep him in a lineup and build around him. Um, do you know how old he is right now?
He's 26.
Yeah, I would never give up control of this guy. But that's why I think he ends up on the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers will overpay for him. I think the Dodgers, they've got Pajes, Andy Pages out in the outfield right now. They need a Luis Robert. Um, I think if he goes to the Dodgers. I think it's 50-50 on whether or not he goes. I think
I
somebody
like
will
that.
try to say, hey, you guys suck. Um, and we're gonna try to strong arm you, and it'll go down past the deadline. This is a generational talent, and he's very, very young. He's not Juan Soto, not even close, but he's a pretty damn good player, and he's worth a lot, especially at that age, and especially if he stays healthy. So I think he ends up at the Dodgers, or with the Dodgers, and I don't think that anybody else is willing to give up as much as they do for him.
I like that call. I like that call. I think if he goes anywhere, it's the Dodgers. So I like that. I say no. I don't think they trade him. Like we said, he's
I think you're
26.
insane if you do.
Yeah. Yeah, he's 26 years old. He's a stud. Obviously, he's had some injury issues. Who hasn't, apparently? But he had an unbelievable year. He had a great year last year. Was an all-star, got MVP votes, Silver Slugger. This year he's had some injuries. He's hitting 214. OBP's 287. That's rough. 12 homers though, 13 steals. Kind of he's a better player than Randy Arozarena, who he said is a dude.
You have 4 more years of control of him if you trade for him.
Yeah. Now you
at a $50 million total salary.
The White Sox need something to build off of, and he's 26. Unless you're getting the Hall of Hall, yeah, I mean that's a guy who should be in the middle of your lineup for the rest of his career. But it's the White Sox; they'll screw it up somehow.
He's signed. Oh, I'm sorry. He's signed through 2025. I apologize. You only have this year and next with him.
Spreading misinfo.
That's my fault. I forgot he was Cuban. He didn't have a rookie deal. He had a
right
international deal.
Right. But two more club options. So 20 through 20, a couple more years, looks like. They have club options. So
okay. So maybe they do have.
Yeah, a couple more years.
Yeah,
he's
26, 27 team options. So there is 4 more years on this. Yeah, okay. All right. Gotcha. I mean, this is who I want. I mean, I would give up half our prospects to get this guy on the Orioles right now. But you got to be ready to win now. Like no team is going to trade for him and hope to re-sign him. This is a team that needs to win now, or at least in the next 2 years. I've heard the Cubs are still building for 2025, but I don't know that you trade him to the crosstown rival. The only team I can really see jumping in here is the Diamondbacks. I'm sorry, the Dodgers, or a team like the Diamondbacks who have just a bunch of guys, a bunch of things, a bunch of shiny objects.
Would you trade Jackson Holiday for Luis Robert?
Not stand alone because our outfield's too crowded. I don't think that deal would happen by itself. I feel like there would be, I don't know. Yes. No. Cubans get hurt.
Yeah, they do. Would you trade? Let me ask you this, because this guy's been rumored. Would you trade Jackson Holiday for Tarik Skubal?
No.
No.
I wouldn't trade a hitter for a pitcher, especially a hitter that has the potential of Jackson Holiday, who hasn't yet broken out and is going to be around for a little while. For a pitcher who pitches every 5th day, affects your team every 5th day, the possibility of getting hurt very easily. I know he's past Tommy John and everything, but like as much as I like Skubal and everything, I like him from a fantasy perspective and not from a real life perspective. Meaning, I don't know that he's pitched meaningful games for me to assess him properly, and I'd much rather have the prize prospect than the pitcher who is currently breaking out, and you don't know if it's going to be sustainable just yet. So,
wait, do you think Tarik Skubal gets traded?
I think the return is too high, and I think the Tigers are too close to competing with Cole Keith and the first baseman that's supposed to be hitting, Torkelson, Riley Green. I think they're too close to competing. You've got guys in your rotation who can step up behind him. And like, if you believe in those guys enough, yeah, you could ship them out for more pieces. But I feel like the Tigers are going to do the smart thing and just stack 7 starters that could turn into 4 elite starters. Yeah. I think they're going to hang on to him.
I agree.
He's going to be too big of a price point.
I didn't even want to put him in here because I think there's no way the Tigers trade him. But they've talked so much there's been so much talk about it. They just had to bring it up. I think it's idiotic that it's even
Tarik
being
Skubal
discussed.
moves if Kobe Mayo moves or Jason Dominguez move. Or who's the Yankees' other prospect?
Dominguez and Spencer Jones. Is the other
Spencer Jones.
Yeah.
If one of those guys move, they got Skubal. But I think it's stupid for either organization.
I don't even think the Tigers would trade Skubal for Spencer Jones. I mean, maybe Dominguez because he has shown it at the MLB level for a minute and has
Yeah.
been hyped for so long. But I don't think the Yankees moved Dominguez. I think they want him to be their left fielder in the playoffs, if I'm being honest.
What I wouldn't hate is choose between Heston and Cowser. If you trade one of those guys, leave Holiday and Mayo down in the system because eventually you got to push Arias out. Eventually you got to push. I forget who their other infielder is, but anywho, I just don't think it's going to happen.
Mateo?
Yeah, Mateo. Yes, yeah. Which his arm was hanging like this the other day. Like,
Yeah.
pretty
If you need me
gross.
to help you name guys on your team, just let me know. I got you.
I know you're a fan, so
Yeah,
I
big
know
fan.
you're a giant.
I picked
fan.
them to win the division. So
Every night you go to bed and you say your wishes upon a star, and you say, "I wish my team could be the Orioles, and that nobody would judge me."
not
And
one
it's okay.
time has that
You know,
thought ever
This is
come across.
liberals everywhere. You could join us.
As I watch the Yankees, the reinvigorated Yankees leading 7-2 in Fenway, shutting those massholes up who were talking trash.
Dude,
after a big
Red Sox
Friday
weren't supposed to
win.
do shit this year.
They
Come on.
weren't. They
Gotta
weren't, and
be.
they overachieved because they have a great manager. I'll say that about Cora. I think they have a great manager.
Wow.
I don't like
The
saying
Chief?
it. Yeah, the cheat. I mean, he's figured out another way to cheat this year, which is good for him. Look, if they're going to let him
I'm
do
just
it,
glad I brought you right back onto course.
if they're
You
going to
were, you were about to say that Alex Cora and compliment him, and I brought you right back. Yeah, he figured out a new way to cheat.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you kind of course correcting.
From your
me.
bumpers to your gutters.
Yeah, thanks, man. I got one
At
more.
least one.
I got one more. It's probably an easy call here, but I'm going to throw it out just because there have been rumors and he's such a big name. Vlad Guerrero Jr. Do the Toronto Blue Jays, who are, for all intents and purposes, completely out of it, do they move their star, Vlad Guerrero Jr., for a haul and try to start over a bit or maybe accelerate something?
For a haul?
Like a prospect haul.
I was going to say I could see him going to Detroit, but I don't think he moves anywhere.
What would the Tigers deal mean? Like, would they
They
trade
get Skubal and a bunch of prospects.
Skubal, maybe. You'd have to give up Skubal and
Manning, Skubal and Mize, two pitchers, solidify the Blue Jays rotation, and make up for the L that Torkelson might be. But I don't know. I don't think Vlad goes anywhere.
I don't think he's going anywhere. It was a nice thought for a bit. There were some Yankee rumors that would have been interesting, but they're not.
Yeah.
That's not happening. He's staying in Toronto, and they're still, both of those guys. Him and Bo are still young. They have decent pitching. I just don't think they have a manager, and I don't really. They're the Blue Jays.
Yeah,
they're the Blue Jays.
I agree. I hate the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Baseball isn't Canadian.
So we spent a lot of time on baseball. I mean, it's always, I say it all the time. It's our bread and butter. It's what we love. So the trade deadline is Tuesday, July 30th. We will know every move that's made after that. Next episode, we'll kind of review, any big deals. Find us on the socials. We'll be talking about it. But let's finish off how we always finish off, with a little bit of the good, the bad, and the shitty. Chris, I'm going to kick it to you. Who's your good?
Of course, you're going to kick it to me. You ready for my good?
Yeah. So
I'm going to give Rob Manfred a little bit of credit. I'm going to say that the reason that baseball is exciting right now and the trade deadline is exciting is because of the extra wild card. I don't necessarily agree with having the extra wild card or having this many teams in contention, but I think it's the first step in a few steps that we can make to make the business of baseball a little bit more exciting than it is right now. I think with having more teams in contention, you can push the trade deadline back. I think with that being said, you can also allow players to get closer to free agency a little bit sooner in their career. And I think even, this is a crazy thought because we were talking about FIFA before, but, God forbid, if you don't go for it season over season, you get relegated. Who knows? But this is I think the first step towards like making the game a little bit more exciting season long for fan bases than I think it has been in a while. And I think if you push the trade deadline back to August 15th, you're going to have teams trying a little bit harder, a little bit longer after the All-Star break, and not really just becoming that seller team that the media says that they're going to be pretty much right after the home run derby and the All-Star game. I don't know. I think that's the reason why this trade deadline is so good and it's so fun. And middle relievers are getting opportunities everywhere, and they're the most sought after thing ever. You got teams like the Cubs still in it. You got teams like thinking they're still in it. Teams like the Mariners thinking they're still in it. So no, I hate on Rob Manfred. I hate on, baseball for making changes too often. And I think right now with what's happening this year, macro, zooming out, I think it was positive for baseball. So my good is the extra wild card and baseball making the season matter rather than just shortening the season, making more of the season matter.
I like it. I like that idea too of moving the trade deadline back a little bit. I never thought of that about that, but
Maybe even August 5th or August 10th. Like,
yeah, like a week.
15th,
Yeah,
just
like
a little bit.
another week to kind of like the Red Sox are now realizing, hey, we're not good, so maybe we should just trade away our guys. All right.
Yeah, like that. Maybe we shouldn't have done that Paxton deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. My good. The United States. Great Olympics start. Yeah, USA, baby.
This came off in the dryer. I'm not a flag burner.
It's okay. We'll forgive that. But
Okay.
USA's hot start, leading the medal count with 12 total, 3 golds, 6 silvers, 3 bronze. Not only that, but the basketball team looked great against Jokic in Serbia today and on Sunday on the first game. Kevin Durant is back healthy and obviously a help. I still don't like Embiid on the team, but that's a personal gripe that I'll deal with. He makes them better.
Durant?
No, I'm talking about Joel Embiid being on.
Oh, Embiid, okay.
Our
dude,
team.
That dude loves the U.S. Come on.
No, good. It's great. Yeah, I'll power to him. He wants to play for the USA rather than he could have played for France, right? I mean, the whole nation.
Play for France or not Sudan. But hey, by the way, to make your point, look at what Sudan did. Like they only lost they won their first NBA game or something like that.
They won their first game.
So like USA sucking against them was no fluke. Like
yeah. And now I think we play them next, so it'll be interesting. Not only in basketball, who looked great, but soccer, both men's and women's, getting some early wins. Now the men lost their first match against France. They're a bit outclassed. But this team is different because that FIFA has this rule where you can only have 3 guys over 23 now. So that's why there's a lot of guys who like Pulisic is not playing, and a couple of the other big names, Timuea, Balogun. A lot of the big names they're not playing, but they got it's interesting. But they have a couple of veterans who made an impact their last match and they had a nice easy win. And then the women are looking good. I know they have a rookie head coach, and a lot of people are saying, oh, the younger team. But hey, I mean, US women usually do really well in soccer, so they're keeping it growing. So hey, USA, let's go, man. Let's go. I love it. So Jazz Chisholm just scored his first run for the Yankees, by the way. That's a dude right there.
I saw a steal from third. The guy's got so much fucking sass to him. It's just disgusting.
I love it.
It's going to be easy to hate, and that's why I'm happy for you.
Good. I love it. All
right. Very easy to hate.
Speaking of hate, my bad is the what? What's your problem?
Oh no, you're good. Yeah, you're good. Go.
Yeah, I know what we do.
I was gonna say the opening ceremony of the Olympics was dope too. That was my walk on good. But I think I crushed the goods. So oh
Some
well.
people had some issues with it, but those are
I
issues
mean,
that
the
we don't
train
talk about on the
sucked, but
podcast.
that's yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is. Anyway, moving on. Go ahead. Who's
Lady
bad?
Gaga was there. It's cool. My bad is the NFL quarterback market right now.
Oh, brutal.
My goodness. The Jordan Love deal. Jordan Love is going to be making $55 million this year. That's insanity. The man has played one really good half of a season. Yes, he was their draft pick, the guy that they said is the next Rodgers, and they know what they're doing typically. And I'm not saying it's not going to work out, but the money that Jordan Love got and the money Tua just got, putting them well above Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I think that 10-year deal that Mahomes signed is just a couple of years ago, 10 years, 450 million. That's going to be a steal. Uh, these guys are overpaid. I know why. There's a reason. If you find your quarterback, you keep him and you pay him as much as it takes to pay him. So I get it. But wow, Tua and
I
Love,
haven't found my quarterback yet, so
I know. I'd
I don't
be.
know. I
I'm
don't know what
not.
you're talking about.
I'm not. I can't even say that like Tua and Love are guys that I would love to have in the Jets right now. I just. I don't know,
No,
but I just that's a lot of money for guys who. Tua's done more than Love. He's had his
for
injury
sure.
issues, but hey, good for him for getting his money. But the Jordan Love one really stood out, and just quarterback market is just going to keep going up. There's guys who, like Mahomes, if you signed a long-term deal a couple years back, it's going to do wonders for the team. So, I mean, who
Well,
knows? Maybe. Go ahead.
one thing that I'll say with the Green Bay Packers is they don't usually make tremendous free agent splashes. They draft and keep. Like that's kind of what they do.
Right. Yeah. So my bad. Quarterbacks making too much money. Chris, who you got?
My bad is, and this is a frequent flyer. We already talked about Garrett Crochet holding out and what that does for players in terms of being a pain in the ass for teams, saying, hey, yeah, you could trade for me, but I'll hold out in the playoffs. That was going to be my bad. My bad's actually going to be the Mets again because I love it. I love it. You go and get Jesse Winker. That's the most mid move ever. Like, are we going for it? Are we going for it? We're going for it. Let's go get Winker and we'll see. Let's go. We'll see. We'll see. So my bad is the Mets, with 1 foot in the shallow end and 1 foot in the deep end, getting the most average player you could ever get in Jesse Winker. I hope it pushes you over the edge. You needed a pitcher.
Not to
Finish.
mention, Kodai Senga comes back, looks great, and then injures himself again. He's out. He's done.
It's the Mets being the Mets. It's amazing.
And look, hey, they beat the
Got
Yankees.
Winker.
They beat
Yo,
the
we got
Yankees
Winker in Queens,
in
bro.
four.
We got Winker in Queens.
Oh my god, it's funny.
There's a sandwich at a
That's
deli
funny.
somewhere called the Winker already. You
Oh
know it.
yeah, they're already hyped
It's at
about it.
home or something.
Look,
Yeah.
they beat the Yankees 4 times this year. I can't say anything that, but they're not good. It's cute what they're doing. It's cute. But
It's adorable. It's just bad. It's dude, sell. Like you got rused into thinking you were contending this year. Like that if I was that guy they brought in Stearns from the Brewers, I'd be so pissed. I'd be like,
yeah.
fudge. Like now I gotta own this season. Damn.
I will always support shitting on the Mets, so appreciate that. All right.
Sorry.
Keep us going. Who's your shitty?
My shitty is it's gonna be baseball still. It's gonna be the A's. The A's, there's not much going on great there. Mason Miller was your one thing going great. Breaks his hand on the training table. His agent says he placed his hand awkwardly. Mark Kotze goes, no, we're gonna call a spade a spade. This dude was pissed. He had to work out after pitching and hit the training table and broke his hand. Right? Nobody wants to play for the A's. Nobody wants the A's to tell them what to do because the A's don't know what they're doing. And this was your one bright spot. And Mark Kotze, I definitely respect as a manager. I think he was one of those lunch pail players back when we were kids playing the outfield for the A's, whatever. He's great. I would believe in that guy. I don't really believe in him anymore, though. Like for him to come out and be like, nah, they can say what they want, but this dude was kind of pissed and he's tired of sucking because he's had a meteoric rise and he's still got to be on the A's right now. And I think he's under control for another 4 years. So kind of shitty. We'll see how that relationship plays out with both those guys. But yeah, the dysfunction comes from the top. It starts with the ownership. I've known that for a long time with the Orioles.
Yeah, agreed. The A's are they're rough in all facets right now. And it's a shame that what happened with Mason Miller, especially for our fantasy teams where we have him on a couple. But
That's
yeah,
where this comes from.
Yeah.
Deep-rooted passion right here.
Deep rooted.
Yeah.
All right. I'll finish this
Who's your
off.
favorite?
I was gonna go baseball, Sunday Night Baseball. I was gonna yell about stupid interviews and stuff, but I'll let him off the hook here. I think there's one that's pretty funny or bad that I want to talk about, but this Canadians women's soccer coach
Oh God.
who has been
Drone
banned,
captain.
yeah, the drone captain, banned from the Olympics. The team was deducted, I think, 6 points. There's more things coming out, but I mean, it's like they had Peyton Manning calling it Spygate or Spygate on the opening ceremonies, which is hysterical. But I mean, that's what it is. It's this. This is what Belichick has done. Just said. I mean, she should have Bev Priestman. You should have checked with Bill. He would have given you some better ideas on how to do this. Or Cora, or Alex Cora. I mean, they know how to do it without getting caught.
You were gonna love what Alex for if I didn't bring it back.
But Bev Priestman, my goodness, and you feel bad for the players, at least the ones that didn't know this was going on. If it was all of them,
What's that all about?
Yeah, that's not very nice, Canada. Not very nice.
No, Canada.
Major
It's not
cheating
Canadian.
scandal. She's apologizing, but I mean, what's done is done.
That's
You're
where that
out.
weather balloon came from, not China.
Yeah,
It was the Canadian soccer team.
that's rough. That's a rough way to grab headlines as the Canadian women's soccer team. But
Would have your career ended.
that's what they've done. But Bev, man, you got to be better. Come on, Bev. So
Gotta be better.
my shitty, the Canadian women's soccer coach, Bev Priestman.
You're already Canada. Don't make it worse.
Yeah, don't make it worse. Don't make it worse. All right, that'll do it for us. Great baseball pod. I love it. I mean, I love it.
Phenomenal. I mean,
Got a little testy there. I
Wow.
like it. They call us the Clash for a reason. I mean,
when you root for a team of clowns, it's easy to hate on you. Sorry, bud.
Another win for the Yanks. Another win. Poor Boston.
Ew, gross.
I love it. You got anything to close us out?
No, go USA, go Olympics. Love this event. Love that it's in France. Not that I love France, but I love that it's not halfway across the world. We can watch the opening ceremony. I thought was kind of cool. It was a little bit different. Definitely going to be exciting. Hopefully nothing bad happens, and there's just some great storylines.
Captain
What the hell is
America,
that?
baby. Captain America, baby. Go USA.
Let's go.
Let's go. Me and Dante got some temp tats this weekend.
Let's go.
Thanks, bud. Great talk. Everybody, appreciate the support. Keep following us. YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Insta, everywhere at the Sports
Go Liverpool.
Flash. The pool. You'll never walk alone. Have a great night, everybody.